Rocking up.
Rocking out with the Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks, man. They just fucking. They know how life should be.
Like, they're really saving lives. Starbucks
right.
doesn't get enough credit, honestly. Like, Starbucks.
No, literally.
Because Tim Hortons is like burnt.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Unless you get like a French vanilla or something. That's where the cost is at.
No, is it? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
Well, no, that's just like where your value is at. I mean, like, Starbucks is just so fucking expensive for any drink you want. Like.
But I don't really think so. Like, I'm pretty sure I pay like what? Maybe at most $1 more for the same coffee I would get at Tim Hortons. At most.
Yeah. But you get black coffee,
yeah.
You don't get anything. It's literally just coffee, bean, and water.
Well, that's why I don't get why people say it's expensive.
Like, they're not giving you anything. You really want that sugar, the Cool Whip.
That doesn't sound expensive.
I know. So no, it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, what I want to talk about is how everybody thinks it's like embarrassing to try and be somebody. Basically, to try and be famous. Like, you're posting, I probably shouldn't swear. You're posting on
swear.
Like...
Nigga, swear.
Nigga.
No,
you're like starting to post on like YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and like your friends and family are like, oh wow, like he's really like posting videos of himself. Oh wow, he's really talking about all that stuff. Oh my god, so embarrassing. I feel secondhand embarrassment, all this stuff. But like if you look at really successful people like Mr. Beast, who everybody has heard of, if you look at how he started, he was just reading the dictionary for like a whole day or whatever, or counting to 80,000, or like doing whatever, doing any kind of crazy shit. And like, yeah, maybe people thought he was being stupid at that time, but now look where he's at. Like, if you don't risk being stupid, then you're never gonna get anywhere. And you're not even being stupid or embarrassing. You're literally just putting your life out there, and other people think it's weird. Like, why is that?
I couldn't tell you. Like, I feel like it comes with it's like a low self-esteem people have with themselves, low level of confidence, and like, yeah, like people think like, oh, I'm not an extrovert. It's like nobody's an extrovert. They're just, some people are more comfortable with themselves. Some people are vibrating on a higher frequency, and some people just just have the passion and the drive for what they want to do. I'd be damned if I sit back and hide from the camera, but say I want to be a rap star, or I want to be like, somebody that has a following on social media. What are you gonna do it like friggin', with a mask on? Like, it don't make no sense.
Anonymous.
People want to know your personality. People want to. That's why I joined my music account with my barber account, because people want to know I cut hair, what I do with my day. How I make a living while I'm working on building up my craft and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And doing it from home, it only makes it extra better, because now I can, when I'm not cutting, I can be nose deep diving in on music, just working, grinding and stuff. So
right.
I think people are just self-conscious. They just don't want it bad enough. They don't want it at all.
It's like they have like expectations for like everything in life, or like standards for everything. Like, because you're a rapper, you can't show like your day-to-day life, and if you do show your day-to-day life, there's gotta be bitches, money, and like where's your weed at, where's like the liquor. Like, you have to have all these things to be that character.
To basically hold you back. That sounded like all things that hold you back. Where's the bitches at? Where's the gang of niggas at? Where's the friggin' weed at? Where's the liquor at? It's like all of that shit's distractions. Shit that's gonna take you away from the work and the grind. It's fucking crazy.
It's like they knew black people like rap music, so they gave them this whole persona that they have to follow. But that persona that you're following is actually going to be your demise, because like, look at Kodak Black, like great talented artist, but rapping about like lean and perks and like all this shit, and now he's caught up in that life. Like, you don't see country stars, they being like, oh, country stars, you have to do a whole bunch of cocaine and ride a whole bunch of horses, and like, it's just like they don't have the same stereotypes for other artists.
Destroy your culture and your community.
No, seriously, like, doesn't make any sense. You're rapping, if you're not rapping about gang shit, then you're kind of a loser. Like, you should probably stop rapping and maybe go to singing or something. I don't know.
Alright. How's a rapper talking about personal development?
There you go.
I love it. I think a new time's coming where conscious people, conscious rap artists are gonna take the stage, because people are tired of this fuck my baby daddy, shake your ass.
Like, what?
Like, what are you talking about?
Shake my fucking booty meat.
Like, you know.
You're not saying anything. You see the kids dancing to it. It's an epidemic right now. Like it's actually like something that's like really should be talked about more. Because what are we doing? We're just dumbing down the next generation, and we think it's cool.
Very dumbing it down too.
The stuff that like the parents aren't even listening to for the most part. Like, so where are they even getting this music? Like,
somebody likes it, and it's not our people. Somebody's putting it on the radio, and it's not us.
pretty crazy. But I don't know. There's clearly different people on social media. Like Instagram specifically, there's the people who are content creators and post, and then there's the people that watch the content creators and don't post. Mm-hmm. And then there's the select people, that do watch, sometimes post, but really don't get into it myself. That's me.
Yeah. Majority of people are spectators and want to just watch. And they're okay with that. They might not, view themselves as a spectator, but they are. It's way more people watching the content than there is people making the content. Yeah. It's just the way it's gonna be. It's always gonna be like that,
Because you see people making the content, and you're like, I could never do that. Like you said, they'll be like, I'm an introvert. That's like how I feel. I'm an introvert. I don't really like talking to people that often in front of cameras, stuff like that. It just makes me like close up. But like everybody has that in them if they're interested in the subject that they're talking about.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Right. It's just like they say you're an introvert, but you're actually an extrovert just around the people that you're comfortable with. Mm-hmm. Like there's nobody that's like around a person that they're comfortable with and is quiet the whole time. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like when people say to me, like, or they see me working out every day, or they see me dropping so much music. It's like, whoa, you're doing a lot. That's like seems like a lot of work. It's like it don't feel like it because I love it. I enjoy it. It's something that excites me. I just had to get out of my own way and stop holding myself back. That was the hard part of actually being real with myself and saying, hey, do you want this? Okay, go get it then. Right. Like, what's stopping you? I had to really look around and be like, who the fuck? I have my own crib, my own studio. I cut hair right from my friggin' crib. What is stopping me? You know what I mean? Camera, we got a friggin' camera. I had to say to myself, yo, only I'm in my own way, bro. And I'm only gonna be, it's only ever gonna be me, I think we all have this like imaginary like person or thing or rule or law that we think like, oh, I can't get rich. That's for rich people. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't get famous. That's for famous people. I can't, I can't make music. That's for like, it's like you could do whatever the fuck you want to do, whatever you train hard at and practice and whatever you love,
Right.
It's crazy.
But people are just settled for like that average lifestyle. Like get a 9 to 5, secure that, get your insurance, work away at your fucking student loan that you thought was such a good idea, and then just pay off your bills and focus on that your whole life. And then people become content with that because that's the lifestyle that society has told us that we want.
Yeah, that's what they gave.
But is it really? Like, do you really want to have a dream job, a slave job that you're going to other people's establishment to work on them? Like 8 hours a day, every single week, you're away from, if you have kids, you're away from your kids, your family, and then you come home and you're exhausted from all the shit that you had to put up with, and then you just rinse and repeat? Like, is that what we actually want? Or do we want to be like living, chilling on the beach, like bringing joy to other people, which would bring joy to ourselves?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're either going to go to a job, work until you're retired, and when your kids are going to be old, or you create a lifestyle and a legacy that you get to, when you're done and you take time off, you made it. You made the money, you made the impact, you made everything, so now you can just
enjoy yourself.
Regular life too.
You have to work until you're 65. That's the age you can retire at and get all the fucking money that you put in to get like your RSP so you can have some money while you're retired and still make money and live. 65, and then the average life expectancy is like 70, maybe 80 or something for people today, because like people aren't eating well, so like
you got 15 years left to enjoy yourself.
So you have what, 15 years to just chill and relax, and that's what we're all waiting for? Like, I don't really think I want to just wait for 15 freaking years.
No, literally though.
15 years. Like, it's not enough time just to chill.
Definitely not. I'm trying to be like, just making moves and shit, traveling the world. You know, we live in such a cold climate, so I think it would just be. I think we want, it'd be cool if we were okay with living here, but we both dream of a sunnier place. I think just our biological DNA just wants more sun.
Yeah.
Like,
People love like the contrast. Like, it's so hot, but then they love the winter and like the cool. Because if it was hot all the time, they wouldn't appreciate it. I don't really know.
right, that makes sense. But it's just too cold all the time. Like,
It's too freezing. Like, it's too cold.
it makes summertime almost feel a little bit unbearable in a sense. Like it's like it was just like I'm thawing out still. By the end of summer, you're like I'm still thawing out and it's about to be cold.
It just feels fleeting the whole time. Once you enter into summer, you're like, okay, I'm in 4 months of this, and then like the majority of our time is spent in the cold. So
Crazy.
I don't know. Some people like it. Not trying to be you.
Madness. But yeah, man. Just grinding, just ticking away, For me, it's like, I just seen a quote, I forget the dude's name, but he played on like freaking, it wasn't a quote, he was in an interview. But he played on like, what was it, Will Ferrell or some shit like that? But he just talked about how like, yo, you either, and it's, everybody knows these sayings, everybody's seen these interviews and heard these quotes, but it's just like you either keep trying and you might make it, or you quit and you never will make it. It's as simple as that. It's like, people just quitting too soon, and then they want to beat themselves down and beat everybody else that keeps trying. Like, I tried that, it don't work. It's like, you stopped.
It's like when you go and you're trying to like open a jar and it's stuck and you're like pulling, and you can't open it, and then you pass it to somebody and then there's like, ah!
Yeah.
It's like you put in a lot of that work, but you didn't finish it.
Exactly.
If you just tried a little bit harder for another second, it would have gone pop for you too.
You gave up.
Nothing's gonna happen if you just give up. People think, oh, I'm gonna put in all this time and I'm still not gonna get anywhere, and then what's the point? I just put in all that work. Like, you put in all that work. Like, that's the whole point. You showed the world that you can put in all that work. That should be a lot for you too.
Yeah, the universe rewards us differently, different time frames. Some people might get lucky quick, but they still got work to do. I feel like there's no excuse for the amount of work you have to do. Even if you get on before and it looks like you're famous and rich before everybody, say with rappers, it's like, if you don't know how to rap good, bro, like that's, you know what I mean? That's your career's gonna take that hit. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have those people that connect with your music that well because you never put in those reps yet. You don't cross over, you know what I mean? You might have that one little hit song, so now everybody knows who you are, but what do they got to fall in love with? What music do you have? You know
it's like, well, Fetty Wap though, like he had Trap Queen, and we all think, oh, you're popping because of Trap Queen. But no, he wasn't even making any money off of that song. He still said I was broke still at that time.
Yeah.
Like,
and the money that did come from it was not his, because he did not own the shit.
Right?
The only money he was getting was going to do shows and shit like that. Which, having I'm pretty sure that's a diamond record. I think he has, his diamond, I think that might be his only one, but I think he might even have another one. But yeah, it's like the diamond record, bro, that you don't even own, boy, he might be getting performance royalties, I think. That's about it.
But that's the thing with people that pop off over like one song, it's never enough. Like, first of all, if you don't own that song, it's never gonna be enough. You're never gonna make enough. But like, if you don't keep producing quality or providing value for people, then you're just gonna fall off eventually. I don't think you can just be a rapper. Like, I think you do have to provide other value for people eventually.
Yeah, like we need to know who you are. There needs to be a level of personal branding. And also like a lot of the money that came from, or the impact that came from Trap Queen was from the infrastructure that pushed it. So like the labels, they put probably, a bunch of money behind to make that song go diamond and what have you, and travel across the world. Obviously, the song is a good song.
Yeah, no, it's a bomb
It's a
song.
fucking amazing song. But it's like the machine that went behind it to push it out there, Fetty Wap can't just go independent and replicate that. You know what I mean? No matter how much money he made and makes off of shows and stuff, he'd have to build the right team, the right, you know what I mean, the infrastructure. Like he would have to have the right things in place to be able to replicate that on his own and shit. So it's like you got to go back to them to try to get that kind of hit. And now your taste level's so high that you're addicted to that. Like, oh, I want to be a superstar again. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
but for what? Like at half the cost? Like it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, this is a good journey, man. Just enjoy the journey. I think that's all. We get too caught up in like not enjoying the moment right now, you know?
Yeah. They never tell you it's the good old days until the good old days are gone. Like, you never realize it's the good old days until you're looking back and being like, wow, I really enjoyed that moment. Like, that's what I find the most frustrating. It's like, how do I know if right now I'm living in the good old days? Like,
and we are. I think that's always a truth. That, like, you know, we're going to look back on these moments, whether we think they're fucked up or whether we think they're amazing, we're going to look back and think they're amazing. You know what I mean? You know, I can even picture times when I was like in like juvenile, and it's just like, that was a good sit down for me, you know? It was only there for like a few months and shit, but it was like, it was a good time to kind of just like write. I remember being out on the yard battle rapping and shit, but it was just like, man, I could have honed myself even more better with the right discipline, you know? I started working out, I got out, girls like, your shoulders and stuff like that. It's just like, although it was fucked up what happened in the fucking whole situation, realistically it was like a fucking, it was a blessing in disguise, you know what I mean? Like, it was like that sit down time, you know, you need that. That's why I can kind of relate to motherfuckers who went to jail for like a long time, and they come out and they just start crushing it, they do business, like, you know what I mean? They really fucking fuck shit up. Because it's like, yeah, the most important thing you can do is personal development. You know what I mean? Like, I really fucking believe that shit now, and I never really understood that as like for a long time. But I think that is like some of the most dopest shit anybody could ever do, is work on self. Whether, and like working on self, I think you do so through a craft, through a activity, whether it's exercise, whether it's reading, whether it's, you know, you're really developing self, like, you know, whether it's art, music and shit like that. Like, you know, I think we really leave that shit out. And we like to like kind of focus on like, oh, I need to work on my emotions, or like I need to like meditate and not think and stuff. It's like, no, you need a journal. You need to friggin' like really like put the thoughts into action and manifest them. Like, you know, I think we want to like be so, we want to have so less work that we're like, oh, let me just think of my dreams and they will just fucking show up on my doorstep tomorrow morning.
right.
You know, let me
Yeah.
and tomorrow someone's gonna knock and say, hey, are you Emily? Yeah, we have a perfect job for you, and we have a perfect life.
That's what you literally think though. Like, you will literally get that. I'm just like, if I really focus, like I'm gonna be walking the street and somebody's gonna come up to me and give me $10,000. I know it's gonna happen. I look down sometimes and around because I feel like I'm gonna find a stash of money. Like, which it's not a bad like attitude to have. Like, I agree with you. People can't just have those like happy thoughts and expect things to come to you. You have to put in the work. But like, you do really need to prepare yourself for those blessings that are about to come. You can't be in the same mind state that you're in when you're not getting anything and you have like a negative attitude. And then when you receive your blessings, you're gonna like receive them the way that you should. Or like, you might not even notice the opportunities coming because you're not in the right mindset. Like,
yeah, but I know what you're saying. It's like we think, but the whole premise is that we think that thinking positively promotes positive actions.
right.
When really it's the positive actions, like getting up and working on your dreams, maybe getting the exercise in, like actually pushing through the negativity, is once you start to see results, once you start to see, you know what I mean, progress, that's when you start thinking positively. But we try to like, you know, just meditate for fucking a month straight, and we're like, how come I don't feel like I'm making any more money? It's like, because you didn't do shit. You're at the same job. You're focused on the same shit when you finish your meditation. You never freaking added anything else to your routine. You know what I mean? It's like I think action is like the most important thing that we all like kind of we bypass. We think like, no, I need to think first. It's like, no, act first, think after. Think after you raise your frequency and you're like vibrating on a higher fucking frequency.
I don't know. What about like when you're frustrated? Are you gonna just act on that frustration, or are you gonna think first and then act?
You act. You're frustrated. You need to go work out. You need to friggin'
Oh, so you
dive
mean like
into
work? You don't mean like act on the emotion.
Yeah, no. You're not supposed to like, you know what I mean? If you're mad, you're not supposed to go fucking punch somebody. It's like you're mad, work harder. Like go, you know what I mean? Like get back into your like stay on script, follow your routine. Like no matter what the emotion is. I think that's where the discipline comes in at. It's like we think, well, I don't feel like working out today, so when I feel like it, I'll do it. It's like, no, do it, and then you'll see why you should have done it.
Yeah.
And then next time you don't feel like working out, you're just gonna be like, well, I remember when I didn't feel like working out and I worked out and I fucking feel fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. I felt amazing. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, I think that can be kind of translated to anything. Like whether it's, it's just, that's where the discipline comes in. You do it anyway, no matter how you feel. And your feelings kind of just start to align with your path because you didn't let them deter you from your path. Mm-hmm. Right.
So what do you think the difference is between somebody that's in jail, comes out, changes their whole life, and somebody that's in jail, comes out, goes back in jail, comes out, goes back in jail?
The work and like the self-development and actually, you know, taking the steps to actually develop yourself. Mm-hmm. Cause like in jail and shit, you really have nothing but time at all, right?
That's what I'm saying. So people like that just like are kind of pendulum coming in and out. Do you feel like they're just going in there and they're not working on themselves at all?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like all you have is time. So if you come up and you look the same, you have the same body shape, you never read no books, you never planned no plans for when you get out to like crush it, and you don't have no idea. You ready to go back in.
Yeah.
You're ready to do the same shit, go back to the same actions, and get the same results.
Yeah.
Like the actions are gonna create different thoughts. The thoughts are gonna create different vibrations, and your vibrations are gonna attract different results in your life. But if you just continue to do the same actions and get the same thoughts, and continue to have the same thoughts, then you're just gonna end up in the same spots.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it is accountability. Like nobody really wants to take accountability for their own actions, for their own thoughts, for anything about themselves. Like you want to place the blame on other people. I'm in here because this person like did this, and like that's why I'm here. You're never gonna get anywhere if you don't just like look at yourself and say, hey, I'm not doing enough, or this wasn't right, like, and I need to really change my ways.
Yeah, for sure. You just gotta, positive action creates positive thought, for sure.
Smart over here.
No, I don't think smart talk like that. But he does say the whole,
Positive.
How you think, how you feel creates an emotion. The emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. That's shout out to my boy Smart. But yeah, it's always, everybody knows the whole, like your thoughts bring action to you, or your thoughts are vibrations and they're actually real things. They're not just thoughts that you think are just floating around in your head. But
yeah, I don't believe to trust my thoughts. Like I've been reading a book, and I know you don't see this perspective, but like just the fact that you shouldn't believe every thought you think, like, or define yourself by the thoughts you have. Like people can have these thoughts and like they're the most vile thoughts or whatever, like just that pop in your head, and it doesn't mean you're that vile person. But I don't know what thoughts are. Maybe they're just a distraction. Maybe they're there to help you realize something, but I don't really think they're your character and who you are. Like I feel like You are your subconscious. You are deeper within your thoughts. You're observing your thoughts. You aren't your thoughts.
Yeah, I guess.
You're
Nah,
like,
for
no,
sure.
you're your thoughts.
No, like you're right. Like you're not your thoughts. Like your thoughts are things. Like you can have negative thoughts or you can have positive thoughts. But that's what I'm trying to say is like, it's not about the thoughts. It's about the person that you are that has the thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you if you friggin' work on yourself, you work out, you follow through with what you said you want to do with your life, then most likely you're gonna have positive thoughts. But if you keep skipping workouts, skipping doing that daily reading that you said you wanted to do, or if you're a writer, or like you like crocheting, if you just skip that work and you just, yeah, no, I'll get to it when I want to, then nothing's really gonna come from it anyway. Then you're just negative self-talk, and then the negative thoughts are gonna be rampant, and you can't get rid of them because you did nothing to get rid of them. You can't just think your way out of bad feelings and negative thoughts. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what was my biggest lesson was that like, like, oh, you want to be a rapper and it's not happening for you? Then do something about it. You can't don't try to sit here and meditate and be like, well, that's not me. It's just a thought I have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, actually, I am the best rapper in the world. Like, it's like, no, you're not. How? Where's the proof at?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the results? You didn't do anything. So stop thinking like that and actually put the work in so that you can actually believe what you want to believe and not just think that, you know what I mean? One day it's just going to friggin' pop in your head and it's going to be a realization of, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you can't just sit there and think like, yeah, soon I'll be thinking like I'm the best rapper and this is just all going to happen. The world's going to know it because I kept up the thought. It's like, nah, we got to act.
Gotta act, yeah. No, that's true.
Yeppers, yepperies. Time you got work.
Still got time before I get to the grind. Let's see. Have you started working on your next album?
Yes, sirs. Yeah, sounds fucking beautiful.
When's it coming out?
You know when my album's dropping.
No.
Album dropping. My albums drop pretty fucking consistently. You know exactly when I'm dropping the next album.
10 days?
Yeppers. You know.
Ooh.
Today's the 5th of January. And we drop on the 15th. Maybe the 16th. No, 15th. I dropped the 31st, the last one, instead of the first. So. Because, 15th is like 14 days, which is 2 weeks. Yeah, so the 15th. Perfect. Perfect timing, Drop that bitch every 2 weeks, call it perfect timing. Yeah, that's another thing too, is like people think like, a lot of people like to, like I was just saying this shit. It's like you want to get into the feeling of writing music before you try to write music, or they're like, oh no, you're forcing it. I think no, you're doing the work. It's like if you realize that, okay, working out brings me these nice good feelings, I feel accomplished, I learn more discipline day after day of showing up, waking up early per se even. A lot of us think like, oh, okay, like, but if I don't feel like it, I shouldn't do it because I shouldn't do anything I don't feel like doing. And it's just like, in what world do you think that that's okay? Like if you're a kid, if you have a kid and the baby's crying and screaming and hollering and you don't feel like getting up to get the baby, you think that, I don't do anything I don't feel like doing. It's just like, no, you need to learn that you need to take care of your kid because they need you at that moment. You know what I mean? And I think that's just like our dreams. It's just like, just reality of the situation, like these plants here. If I just said, hey, I don't feel like taking care of them no more, then I guess what? They're not going to freaking live too long. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, we have to nurture the things that we want.
I just read a quote where it said, discipline is doing what is not having what you want to have now to have what you really want later, you know. And you know, I love showing up. I think it really is saving, like, it's saving my career. At the end of the day, I feel like this is probably the realest comeback I've ever fucking had, as long as I've wanted to come back in a sense. And you know, it's the fire that I've really been missing, and it's just discipline. It's just do the fucking work, you know, like. And I think the more pressure we put on ourselves, the more diamonds we make out of ourselves, you know. Like, yeah, like I think we gotta get out of that idea of like, oh, you know, just get it done. Like, can you pay your bills when you just want to?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, the things need to get done at a certain time frame. It's just like, it's, you know, I love the constriction because it's freedom within it. You know what I mean? I can go upstairs and make the album today if I wanted to. Like, and I know I can do that. That's why I'm like, why wouldn't I give myself a little bit of, because if I don't, then I'm just like, you know, I'll get it done.
Yeah.
You know, oh, what is it, January? Oh, we still got 12 months left. Get it done, and then you know, I'm dropping an album in a year.
Yeah. 2 years, like.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's weird, the things that we make a priority versus the things we don't. Like, our work, priority, like. Drinking on the weekends, priority, like. Obviously eating and stuff, priority, but when it comes to prioritizing our health and the thing that's like carrying us around this freaking planet every day, then
like,
we don't, like, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it, like, why?
Like, this is called enjoying life.
Yeah, you have to enjoy life. Like, I agree, you can't just fucking work and work and work and work and work, but like, it's changing the mindset. Like, don't think about working out as I'm trying to lose weight to look this way. Think about it as I'm trying to get my mental health in shape, and I'm really trying to like think positive thoughts, and I'm really trying to get my body moving and healthy and like on this planet for as long as I possibly can. Like, and then you won't look at the scales, you won't like look at your diet, make a diet. You'll just look at food as, oh, this is healthy for me, this is not healthy for me. Like, I want what's healthy for me. It's not, don't even try diets. I think diets are so stupid.
Me too.
Like, even I was thinking back to like when I was starting to lose weight and everything, like, it was really because we cut carbs out for a minute. Like, even though I wasn't really like cutting them fully out with you, because I was still eating chips and stuff and like cookies, but I was still like losing weight because I was like eating a bit better. I wasn't eating fast food.
Yeah. And
like working out just like a little bit more.
Exactly. Yeah, because I remember I cut them out like completely. So like.
Yeah.
You were just kind of like, okay.
I was an innocent bystander that was like, damn, like I can't like cook 2 separate meals. Like.
Yeah. But like I just and it was something for me. It was just like it was kind of. You know, once I really realized, obviously it was a lot of beer I was drinking as well, but like, I really just realized that shit was just sitting right in my mid range and shit, and it's just like, it was kind of just fucking pretty simple for me to quit it, but I know it definitely gave you your own experience with it as well, because obviously it's gonna be less bread if only one person is eating the bread and shit, so it's like.
Yeah, and then you realize like, when you try and make no carbs for somebody, like a no carb meal, you realize how much carbs are in every freaking meal. I'm like, holy fuck! Like everything, all the recipes I just learned, throw them out. Like, can't use them anymore because like everything has like too much carbs in it. I can make a good meal with carbs, like, but can you make it without carbs?
Right. You really start to see what's on your plate without the carbs. You're like, okay. We got bacon, a little bit more bacon.
Yeah, right. Thank God for bacon.
All right.
But
yeah, you definitely start to really see. Yeah, quitting the carbs was definitely a big energy booster for me. Motherfucker, damn. I remember that shit. I felt like I was on top of the fucking world. I could do anything. Like, that's when I started working out. I quit the carbs because I was like, I wanted to expedite my fucking 6-pack coming back in. And fuck. Like, the energy on the boy. Like, damn.
I was just hungry. I felt like.
You feel like carbs? Yeah, you feel like.
I felt like I was hungry like a lot after the meals. I was like, this didn't.
Right, because
me.
Me too.
I'm hungry.
Me too. That definitely fucking. But it felt like it was like, oh, you start to realize, oh, I was stuffing myself with carbs.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to stuff yourself to the gills. But it was a good like little period. Like you might want to go back to like no carbs, but I feel like where we're at, like you don't have to have it with every meal.
Treat
you don't
it.
have to have it like every day.
Yeah.
You can cut it out, but you can also like incorporate it sometimes.
Exactly. It's
like
like a nice adder, but it's not. It's like instead of having majority of your meal carbs and then a little bit of fucking protein and stuff.
Right.
I look at plates and like the way people serve food now and stuff, and I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
this is all rice. Like
Exactly.
you're basically giving people all rice with like a little bit of meat on the top, and you're like, here's your meal. That'll be $20. Like it's like, damn, where's
They're
the
like,
food
oh,
at?
rice, it's good for you. No, some rice is actually still not good for you. Like brown rice is good, but the other rice,
Yeah.
guess not. Like.
Exactly. So yeah, no, I like it to. I love treating myself to some carbs now. Like whether it's sweets, whether it's like some bread, because I know I'm not just gonna. It's not every day I'm just gonna freaking indulge in like. It's just every meal and every day I'm not. It's not gonna be full of fucking carbs. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. I like how we're doing these little series now, like breakfast time, morning time. I always get my little fucking thoughts out, and you're just like
Sitting there listening.
holy shit. But we do get in the little 1-2s and stuff, so I think it's a beautiful thing, Yeah, friggin', what do you think about your working out and your waking up time? Do you feel like I am influencing you in a wrong way?
You would fucking love to say you're influencing me, wouldn't you? Oh, I taught her everything she knows. Like, I was thinking back to that this morning. I was dating a guy, obviously before you, and he would like casually mention, oh, you should go to the gym, like you should work out. And I'd be like, why are you telling me this? Like, I don't want to hear this from you. And I was not trying to listen to him like at all. And like I know he was right. I just wasn't like in the mind space to hear it, I guess. I wasn't ready to hear it, or maybe he wasn't the person that I wanted to hear it from. Even though like I did see him doing push-ups, he would do push-ups every morning and like be in shape. And like even now I see he's going to the gym a lot more and like in a lot like really good shape. But I don't know, just like he wasn't the person I wanted to hear from, or maybe it just wasn't the time. But like I know you've been telling me to work out more and like blah 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 blah, and I know you mean it. Like I know you feel like that I feel better whenever I work out in the mornings. Like I have really bad anxiety, and then once I work out, it's like that's gone for a little bit. And I know you know that, and I know you want to encourage that. It's just really about showing up for yourself at the end of the day, though. Like as much as you've like been a bug in my ear, like everything that I'm doing for myself, because I know like how I want to feel, and I know how I want to look, and I know like what goals I want to accomplish. And all these things I knew before you came into my life, but it is nice to have a good example that's like doing some of those things like every day. So it's like harder when I'm sleeping until like 10:30 and I wake up and it's like, oh, watch your story, you've already worked out, you've already recorded something, you've already like, you're making a video, you're doing all this stuff, you have breakfast ready. It's like, okay, I'm not being a piece of shit in this relationship. Like, we can say that for Scoop if you want, but like,
he's sleeping right now.
yeah, I bet he's sleeping somewhere.
I feel that though, cause like, man, I don't know what it was with me either. Like, for the longest time, like I just thought like party like a rock star. Like I'm a rapper. I don't look at the fat rappers. Biggie was fat. Like, I just never really I feel like our society even it just doesn't really parade fitness and health, and like it does it in a real weird way of like go vegan, but like that's all you need to do to lose weight. You don't need to exercise or anything like that, because who needs to do that? Only fucking gym rats and freaks that like want to look like fucking models and stuff like that. It's just like it doesn't normalize it, like even say just right to the school system, right down to the school system. Like I know a lot of people that went to school in Ontario for like elementary, whatever. Like they talk about how they had weights in the gym, even just different high schools. Maybe I just was oblivious, because I remember we had some weights and stuff, but never were we like like encouraged to like go lift them and stuff like that. I think you had to get a specific class or whatever. But yeah, I was so opposed to like working out, and I looked at
That's
people
what I was
that
gonna
worked out.
say. I literally remember telling you, oh, you should come to the gym, because there was a time when we first got together that I was like going to like a yoga studio or something,
Yeah,
and I was like,
remember
you
that.
should work out or whatever, and you're like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm not going to the gym. Why would I go to a gym when I can go outside or blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
just
was
not
saying
interested in working out at
because
all.
I used to do gymnastics, and because I remember I had fucked up my fucking shoulder at your house that one time. I was just doing push-ups out on the on the porch. But yeah, I was so prone to like more calisthenics because I did gymnastics, so that's like really calisthenics, fucking pro calisthenics and stuff. So like I always thought like, no, I want to get my exercise from swimming. I want to get my exercise from just being an active person and stuff.
Doing active stuff.
Yeah, instead of like, I'm like, oh, I want to play soccer, but like, that's the thing about having that kind of mindset. It's just like, when are you gonna go swimming? Do you have a pool in your house?
When are you gonna go play soccer? Are you gonna join a soccer team? Like,
yeah, like
I think that's like important. Like on your off days, you don't have any off days, but like on my off days, like when I'm done working out, it doesn't mean I should just be lazy the whole day. Like I should still go for a walk, go for a bike ride, do those extra things. But like if you're talking about just daily working out, you're not gonna be doing those activities on a daily basis.
Exactly. Like, yeah, it's a good thing. I think everyone has their journey and everyone has their moment. And I think it's just important, like how you're saying, like your boyfriend was saying that and you just weren't hearing them. I think, I had people in my life that would go to the gym, but they would never really say like, yo, bro, let's go to the gym. Because I would never be the guy to be like, nah, I'm not going to the gym. I think it's a lot about like accessibility, but then also just being proactive. Because like we basically have a gym in our house we got some yoga mats, a freaking ab roller, a freaking a bed, and I brought some weights from down home, which I gotta get some extra weights and stuff to add to it now. But it's just like, you gotta really just use what you got. I think that's the most important thing. Even with how we're shooting the reels and stuff, you use what you got. Like I think we all try to make shit too complicated, and then that belittles us, or it hinders us from taking action. It all goes back to what we were even talking about, like, with the whole, you think that you're gonna feel better by trying to think your way into a better body, or like make yourself feel good about the body you have, instead of just doing the work to have the body that you'll feel good about. Right? It's like we're all trying to do shit backwards. You hear fat people all the time, like, they just, like you were saying, like, you just like, no, I don't need to do that. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't need that. But it's just like, but once you start to remember who you want to be, and you remember that little kid that wanted to grow up and be a fucking superstar, a movie star, whatever. Like, I feel like we all wanted to be like the stars of our reality in our life.
The main character?
Yeah, the main character of our life. And I know nobody sees the main character of their life as some fat fuck. It just is not real. It's just like, you gave up on yourself, motherfucker. Like, let's be real. And that's how I had to really come to terms with myself. I think fitness is the first place where you can take control of your reality and manifest something that you want right in front of your eyes. You know what I mean?
Because you can sculpt your body.
Exactly. We all think that, oh no, I need a mansion first, and then I need a fucking Lamborghini, and then I'll change this. It's like, no, this is the only thing in your control right now, motherfucker, because that mansion and that Lambo ain't just gonna pop up. Not saying that fat people can't go get mansions and Lambos. Like, we already know, right? But it's like, we really, once you take control of that fucking, just that, your body, it's the vehicle you walk around in, then you really get the power. Like, I think motherfucking fat people that are rich are some dangerous motherfuckers if they take control of their fitness, because they'll really start to internalize what they're manifesting and start to really be effective in, like, and when they speak and when they walk into a room. When you walk into a room, people don't say, oh, that's a rich guy. People that know you might know, okay, he has money. But when you walk into a room, people say, oh, that person takes care of himself. Oh, no, they don't. You know what I mean? They start to see your structure, your mannerism. Your confidence even spews off of you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you can only be so confident if you're a fat motherfucker with a double chin. And, what are you going to, you probably got to flex your freaking Rolexes in your car and stuff like that just to make people feel like you got it. When really we know, no, you don't got yourself, bro. You're not taking care of yourself.
But it sucks because, like, the people that you love in your life, it's just, like, such a faux pas now to be like, you should go and work out, or you should eat better. Like I said, if I heard that back then, I would feel like you're attacking me. You know what I mean? And even still, like,
I think Yeah, no, I
you
get
can't
that.
tell your friends and family that, or else you're fat shaming them and like all this stuff. And it's like you have. How do you say it in a way that's like respectful to them and lets them know that like it's not about like it is about you being fat, but it's more about like you're just not obviously taking care of your health, and like I want you to be in my life.
Right.
So
there it is
I
right
want
there.
you to be healthy.
Boom.
Like.
You just said it.
If
It's
you
never
were
gonna
eating-
be a nice way to say it.
If they're eating vegetable or like eating like really really healthy and all this stuff, and they're like, no, I'm just like naturally like this, like I wouldn't even know what to say, like.
It's like no.
But I know they're not eating healthy. It's like that's really the main thing. Because if you were eating healthy, then you probably wouldn't look like this, right? Like.
I think even if exactly, that goes right there with it. You're obviously overindulging. You're overeating, and like. I think there is no nice way of going about it. I think that's why we couldn't hear it when we didn't work out, when I didn't work out. I won't blame it on my father, but I would say like if I had a father figure in my life that showed me the benefits and talked to me about like how you feel better when you work out. You friggin', you show up better. You look like a better person, you know what I mean? Like you just look like a better you. You're creating that 2.0 version of you. I feel like we couldn't hear it when we were kids or like when we were younger. Because nobody cared enough to be rude enough. I think we all think that love is like being nice and gentle and like, hey, I really care about you, so I'm going to say this and I'm only going to say it once. You need to work on yourself and you need to exercise. It's like, no, you got to tell people like straight up how it is. Yo, you're fat. You're letting yourself go. No, but okay, I get what you're saying. You don't think, but like, listen to what I'm trying to say though. You just said I didn't want to hear it back then, and I couldn't hear it. It's like, what do you think was gonna get through? Do you think that someone coming to you and saying, "Hey, I care about you so much," or do you think if your ex was like, "All right, like, what are you doing?" Like,
that's what I'm saying. I would have just left him like a little bit sooner if he was like came at me with the rude approach because like.
But that's okay. Like, see, but you're saying that you would have left him as if like that's the grand scheme of things that makes everything just go away. It's like you still are out of shape.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because he said it to you and you left him, that doesn't change the dynamics of what just went on.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, we can't be scared of people walking out of our life because we're caring about them and we're telling them something positive. Like, if someone's doing drugs or if someone's friggin', like trafficking kids or some shit, and we tell them straight to their head, that is fucked up. You shouldn't do that. I care about you and I want to see you living a very promised life, the life that you deserve. And they say, man, I'm just getting my money. You know how much money I'm making with this shit? Like, I could pay your bills, blah, 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 blah. I'm out of here. And they just leave out of your life. Okay. But that doesn't negate the fact that you're fucking doing criminal activity. And, obviously this is a fucking exaggerated way of putting it. But it's the same premises, you know what I mean? It's like, at the end of the day, people need to hear what they need to hear. And whether we tell them or someone else tells them or eventually they tell themselves, it's like, you might as well, you know what I mean? It's like, why do we want to run away from, we say we love people, but we want to tiptoe around them and see them looking very bad and out of shape. But we just want to like, I won't say nothing. They'll figure it out one day. It's like, no, we should be encouraged. Like, obviously, I'm not saying just jump out the woodworks and be like, yo, you fat motherfucker. It's just like, but no, like, at some point, you almost need to talk them into talking to themselves and being real with themselves almost. You know what I mean? You got to just say, like, hey, like, do you really want to look like this? Like, at the end of the day, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to just be like a conversation where both of y'all just walk away and you're like, that was positive. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, no. Right now, this is a tough conversation to have, Like, I think it's just the tough things in life that, like, that's just it. It's like, even just the idea of working out every day. It's not a walk in the park. You're not going to get up and fucking, your cold water's waiting at the edge of your bed for you and friggin', your gym clothes are all washed out and clean and everything, you know what I mean? It's just like a red carpet all the way to friggin', it's not a red carpet to the treadmill. Like, you know what I mean? That's a long, lonely walk. Mm-hmm. And it gets lonelier and lonelier every day when you start to see that nobody really is on this path with you. You gotta show up for yourself. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. I love how this turned into like a mental and fitness kind of like talk.
Right? Like, that's music.
Right. But no, like I think it's just it's
I think
important.
like at the end of the day, people aren't gonna change until they actually decide that they want to change. But like,
for sure.
yeah, being a positive
Influence
in their life.
Mm-hmm.
I just like think that there's different approach rather than being like you're a fat lazy.
There is a different approach, and take that different approach.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? You're a female. You're coming with more feminine energy. I think for me being fatherless, I think I needed that little shake up of like, motherfucker, little pussy bitch nigga.
Like that's how a father should treat you though. I was watching this girl today like talk about like gentle parenting and how she's like trying to like first of all help her kids come up with different language instead of catastrophizing like their whole life. Like I hate my life. Instead of saying I hate my life, say I hate this moment. Like instead of saying you're so annoying, be like I need my space from you right now. Instead of like making like a fucking general term like you're never gonna change, be like right now you're not doing what you said you were going to do. But like also about like talking to her children differently. Like yeah, it is about changing your tone when you want them to realize that you're serious, but you don't have to change it in a negative like yelling way. You change it in a I'm telling you right now, this is something. I know, and you're talking slow. You do that to me all the time. Condescending, but can you understand me? Like, not condescending, but
I
like.
do that all the time. Stop that.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, wow.
Cut it. I'll edit this perfectly.
No, this is going in there. So.
Yeah. It's about like yes, changing your tone so that they understand that you're serious, but you don't have to go the negative route every time. Like just because you think, oh, this is the way that works for me, like it's gonna.
Well, okay. Well, let me tell you, like, because I heard Wes talk about this shit. Shout out Wes Watson. I thought we said his cool early, but that was smart. But no. Like at the end of the day, I can only show people what worked for me. If I'm showing someone, oh, well, I'll do this way for you because, you know, if I tone down the talk that I have with myself, calling myself a little bitch, like, nigga, is this way, like, that worked for me with the music shit too. Motherfucker, do you want this shit or not? You're gonna be a little pussy and sit around and cry about that you're not getting the results and you're not going to record and you're not putting in the work? Or you're gonna just get the fuck up and start writing and start making the music, you know what I mean? It's only way I can show people, the only authentic way that I can show people how I got the fuck up and I made this shit happen is by literally telling them exactly how it worked for me. You know what I mean? So if it works for you a different way, and that's how you want to portray it to other people, and you know what I mean, like, and you want to show people how it worked for you, then that's the way that you show them how it worked for you, and I think that's super congruent for you. But I feel like there's not no one way that it's gonna work for me or you, and everybody's not gonna resonate with the way that it worked for me. Everyone's not gonna resonate with the way that it worked for you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that my dad should have been like, yo, pussy little bitch ass nigga, because at the end of the day, kids do not listen to us. Kids watch us.
Yeah.
So if I was able to watch my dad getting up and working out, and then I seen the results of him having a body, if I seen him putting in the work for his music, knocking out fucking music and you know, pushing the envelope and then getting results, then there wouldn't have to be no realization. I would have seen it and said, okay, let's do this shit. Let me fucking replicate this shit. You know what I mean?
No, that's so true.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like we all have our own truths and our own methods of working for us. I think it's just important to be real with other people about what the fuck works for us, you know?
And I agree real, but I also agree respectful.
But see, this is what I'm saying.
Respect has to
if I wanted
present,
to just,
or else people aren't gonna even want to listen to you. They're not gonna take you. Like I get what you mean. Like there's some people that like trainers that are like, come on, you got this. Like push harder, you bitch. Like stuff like that. Yeah, I guess so.
Like this is what I'm trying to tell you. Why you think men go in the army? You think that they just like being yelled at? No, they like being pushed. They like that. That's what a father's role is, to be pushed. A mother's role is to be nurturing, and it's okay, baby, you'll get it next time. A father's supposed to be like, no, what? Like you said, your dad would say, you got a 92? Why didn't you get a friggin' 99? Why didn't you get 100? Go work harder. That's a father's role. As much as it might be, oh, this is tough, it's like, no, they see you doing better, and they just want you to, you know, it might come off a little harsh or whatever, but there ain't no, it's just no white or black. It's not white or black. It's not friggin', it's not one way or the other. It's different strokes for different folks, you know. Females are gonna friggin' relate to more feminine energy, and they want a bit of a softer touch and approach of things, and men want the shit to be a little bit more aggressive. That's how we wake up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I think if I would have just been, I could have got on the phone with Cake and just been like, "Come on, bro, man, you know you're better than this, man." You just been like, "Yeah, bro, man, shots up, bro. What are you talking about, man?"
Yeah, if you were drinking, that's exactly how you'd have acted. You'd be like, "Huh, what you do, you man?" Like you wouldn't even like take the whole situation
Exactly,
seriously.
but I actually see we're helping me, and actually, once I think the biggest part about my personal development is that I care so much about myself now, and I'm taking care of myself because I'm taking care of myself. I start to care more about myself. That when I see other people and I want to give them caring and love, the only way I know how to do it now is to be a bit more embraceful and a bit more harsher and a bit more like, no, I actually care. This is not, I'm not just letting you be a fat slob or not work out or just want to be a broke motherfucker because that's what you want to do, and if I cared about you I'll just be nice. No, I actually care and I want to see you do great things. And so I'm gonna be, I don't care, walk with my life. Don't mess with me, don't call me no more. But when you do come back and call me, or when you see me doing well, I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna hit you up or whatever, we'll have a conversation, and I'll say the same shit I said to you last time. Are you working on yourself? Are you done drinking? Are you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be the same shit. Like, you know what I mean? And it's because I care, And some people might not get it right yet, like we were saying. We didn't want to work out when people were telling us, or when we weren't in that mindset. But I feel like, what's the point of being someone that doesn't try to promote that mindset for other people? You're just gonna, it's like going to get rich and then not trying to give any tips and gems to anybody that you care about. It's like, that's how I feel like having
That's what people want to hear about, but they don't want to hear about, oh, you got in shape, like.
Exactly. But I feel like, it's just a matter of time, and I think very soon, we're gonna be very wealthy, and people still ain't gonna hear it. They're gonna say, "No, you guys, it took you guys forever. I don't want to wait that long. You guys, what? Why are you telling me to work out? I just want to get the money." I think it's all gonna wrap around. We had to become the people that can go and get that money. You don't just go get that money and then with the person that you already were. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the person that you already were did what they could do. Now you have to create a better you to have a better life. And I think that's what we're on. We're on the brink of, and we just gotta fucking lock in, stay focused.
Early mornings.
Breaky. Good. Let that one go for a minute. Yeah. Oh, these are therapeutic. People are gonna love these.
So,
These are fucking cute. It's like our freaking some of our
two
deepest.
peas in the podcast.
Yeah.